Hello, everybody. Um, I'm Gary Hussain, and it's the day one of my WordPress learning. Uh, since I returned, I'm not that I'm quite experienced with WordPress since I used this platform to create websites for my clients for about a year. So I have experience with this, but then I quit WordPress and I figured, well, I want to get back to it. So I returned and I found out that things have changed. We have new versions of WordPress and they're using blocks now, block themes, block patterns. So there are now newer ways to use WordPress. So I figured it is time to learn it. Learn it. Uh, no, I want to revise the WordPress lessons, but now I figure since things have changed, I gotta really learn it. But hopefully it won't be too difficult for me as I've used it for many months. I understand it very well. But uh, I try to watch the YouTube videos, but they go straight to using Elementor, which I do not really want to do. I kind of want to uh, start from the beginning and then move on to more complex subjects. And there are also not very uh, good lessons on block themes. So I figured, YouTube videos uh, aren't of much help. So, I'm using the WordPress.org, uh, WordPress.org to learn WordPress. And they have very good lessons for beginners on the new block themes and stuff. So I'm learning learning them. And this is the one beginner WordPress user. This is the one I'm trying out. As you can see, I've already completed 2 lessons. And uh, the first and these are just these lessons are probably just about getting your feet wet. So they also have quiz. So after watching it videos, you can do the quiz and check your learnings. So the first lesson simply introduces us to WordPress. It talks about how WordPress is a content management system. And it is called a content management system because you can manage your content through it. I mean, you do not really need to learn to code. You can simply, create your website. You can edit them. You can edit it and manage it without needing to learn code. Websites have images, text contents, icons and stuff, and also you have many files like HTML files, CSS files, and I think WordPress uses PHP. So you have those files too, and you don't really need to know about all of those things. You can just focus on creating your content, and it gives you a very intuitive interface for managing your contents. You just go to your posts, and there are all your blog posts. You can go to your pages to add new pages to your website. So it's pretty easy. It's a content management system. And then they talk about how 40% of all websites are built using WordPress. And it is also, they also tell you that it's open source. It's an open source system. So anyone can contribute to it. If you are a coder, you can contribute, you can improve its codings, I guess. And you can also offer your expertise in other areas of WordPress. Everyone can get involved. And they shortly introduces us to themes and plugins. I think these two are the most important things in WordPress. I mean, these two are basically what makes WordPress so easy to use. I mean, they give you a theme, they give you a website, basically. I mean, you don't really have to do anything. If you just install it, I used local to install WordPress on my computer. But if you have bought domains and hosting, you can go there to access your WordPress admin panel. So, if you just go to WP admin or your admin panel and click on visit site, there you go, you have a website ready. It's a very old theme that I'm using. Let me just activate a more modern theme, like this one. And if you go to it, there you go. It still doesn't look good. 23, maybe 2024. Let's just get 24. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, look at this. It's beautiful, right? I mean, you already have a website. That's what theme does. It gives you, a template. That's all. It sets your layout. It sets the layout of the website, where the the navigation menu is gonna be, where the header is gonna be, where the image is gonna be. You can have sections like this with cards. You have all of this already prepared for you in all these sections, and you also have a footer like this. So you already have the website ready. Now you can just edit them. So theme is very useful. I mean, it's what makes WordPress, right? And then you have plugins, which gives you functionalities. I mean, what you want to add, you can just add forms through plugins. You can use this plugin to speed up your website. You can use this one, Performance Lab, to probably understand, the performance of your website, I guess. And you also have e-commerce plugins that allows you to create e-commerce websites. So you have so many plugins here that adds functionalities to your website. They shortly introduce you to themes and plugins in the first lesson. And then on the second lesson, they talk about domains and hosting. I think this is very important. And in most YouTube lessons, they just show you how to buy a domain, a hosting. I mean, they're probably affiliated with some hosting companies, and they just show you how to buy a hosting from them without clarifying why you should, which hosting is good, uh, and how you should buy them. I mean, why you should buy them and how you should buy these two things, and how you're gonna know which companies offer better um, hosting services. And they kind of clear it right here. They kind of clear it right here. Yeah, they clear it right here. And at first they just show you the difference, tell you the difference between a host and domain. Domain is just the address of your website. They use a very useful analogy here, this mobile home. And it's like, domain is the address of that mobile home, and host is the land where your house is built or website is built. So, when you're trying to build a house, you're gonna need a land, right? Because you're gonna, keep all the materials there to build it, right? What do you need? The hammer and nails. You need a place to keep them and then build it, right? You need a land to keep your house. So that's the same thing with website. You need a place to keep your website, and that place is given by hosting companies. And domain just gives you the address of the website that others can use to go to your website. So, put it simply, domain is the web address, is the address of your website, and hosting allows you to keep all your website files on the internet. Okay, so then they talk about bundling domains with hosting. I mean, you can, many hosting providers provide both of these things together, and hosting companies like Hostinger, they I think they, and along it's not just them, many other hosting companies offer uh, free domains with certain hosting plans. Does this one have a free domain? Um, hmm. Yeah, right here, free domain. Uh, I think you're gonna get it free for a year, and then it's gonna be renewed at $10 the next year. So, if you buy this, you will have both the domain and hosting from Hostinger, which, makes things easier for you because you do not need to go to a separate platform to, uh, you know, uh, do things with your domains. And also, uh, when you have a different domain uh, company, you kind of have to set that domain up with your hosting company. You kind of need to set up your domain with your website. when you have them separately. I think if you buy them together, you do not have to go through that trouble. And if you buy them separately, there, you will have more control. And it's kind of like, you know, uh, eating burger at a restaurant. I mean, if you have a burger, you have everything prepared for you, right? I mean, you got the cheese, you got the pickles, you got the patty, you got the bun all together, right? So you kind of কি সমস্যা? আচ্ছা। So it's kind of like burgers. I mean, in a restaurant, you kind of get burgers with everything smashed up together, right? And then, but you can, they prepare it, so you kind of do not have much control over how you want it to look like. When you go there, you can, uh, choose from different variations of burgers, but still, if you make it at home, you kind of have complete control over your appearance of the burger, right? Control over the appearance of the burger. So, you can add any kind of ingredients to it. I mean, go ahead, add pineapples if you want. I mean, nobody's gonna say anything. So you have complete control over your burger. And it is also kind of similar when you buy a domain separately and when you buy it as a bundle with hosting, right? And then they talk about how you're gonna choose your hosting provider. And well, there are kind of a number of factors like reliability. I mean, do they have good uptime? Like, or is the hosting provider gonna keep your website accessible all the time? Or is it gonna be down for a while? And this, if you check their features, um, they have it right here. Yeah, 99.9% uptime guarantee. I mean, I don't know if it's real. Probably it is. Anyway, and they also, you're gonna check their uptime and whether their customer service is reliable. Then scalability. I mean, can you upgrade your hosting plan as your website gets bigger and bigger? Like how easy it is to move from this plan to this plan. And next you have security. I mean, does the hosting provider offers robust security features such as SSL certificates, regular backups, and this one gives you unlimited free SSL and weekly backups. So yeah, we got security there. And you're gonna also need the user-friendly interface. I mean, most big hosting companies have pretty intuitive interface, so they're pretty easy to use. And then lastly, affordability, you gotta compare pricing. I mean, if you look at them, they're pretty uh affordable. They look like it, right? But these are the offer price, but they're gonna be renewed after they're gonna be renewed, and when they uh, get renewed, they're gonna be the price is gonna be $8 per month. So this is something you'll want to consider when you're the buying a hosting plan, because all the time, almost all the time they put the offer price here to influence you into buying their plans. But when you look into it closely in these gray letters, which are not very uh not very what do you call it? When they're these are not very you cannot really see them clearly, right? They are very gray and written in small letters, so they're hardly recognizable, right? So, you'll have to uh look at this gray letters. You gotta stay wary of these gray letters because most of the time they do not bear good news. So be careful of them. Anyway, so I learned, and then you have one-click solution. I think many hosting companies have one-click solution where you just click a button and you have your WordPress ready, you have your domain ready and everything. So, and next I also checked out this lesson. I didn't complete it. I just learned what a theme is, which I already knew, which I already knew. And theme is basically, website template. But what is a template? I mean, a template tells you the layout of your website. Almost layout. Well, layout tells you uh, how how the structure of your website is gonna be like. For example, look at this menu. I mean, where is the logo gonna appear? And if you look at the structure of this section, you have text on one side and image on the right side. And this is one type of structure. I mean, you can reverse it, of course. Like you can put the image on the left side and text on the right side. These are structures. These are the layouts of your website, and these are layouts of your website. And WordPress with its theme gives you these layouts. It gives you certain layouts, like the 2024 comes with this layout. And there are other themes also. They give you a website. I mean, you have a template ready right here, right? I mean, the buttons, the headers, everything, the different sections, these are all ready. You can just start changing the text and make it look like, and change the image and make the website look like your own. You can change the colors and fonts and everything. So that's what a theme is. It gives you everything. It gives you the design, it gives you the structure. It just, you don't have to start from scratch. It just sets you up. So, you need a theme. You're always gonna have a theme. And then you can move on from there. You can start designing your website from there. And the end product of your design, I mean, once you start changing it, there are so many possibilities that uh, the your end website can look very different from the initial thumbnail of your theme. I mean, uh, you can do so many things with WordPress, design wise and functionalities wise. So that's what theme is. And then they talk about types of themes, and I, only managed to get it into the block theme. So what is block theme? Well, you know, Gemini explained it better. And block themes, everything is a block. Like, I mean, you have elements, right? In your website, you have headers, footers, sidebars, you have paragraphs, images, buttons, navigation menus. All of these things are blocks essentially. So, you take a block, they used a analogy here, Legos. You have Legos and you can just put them in different places to give different shapes. You have your header as a block, your footer, you have footers as blocks. You have you have your navigation menus as blocks. So you can just pick this block and set it somewhere. Pick this block and set it somewhere else. You know, you have great, you can, I mean, the flexibility is just out of the world, I think, because I mean, in the past when we used classic themes, you didn't have so much flexibility. But now you have that, so that's really wonderful. So that's what a block theme is, where everything is everything is block, and you have like 2024 the new themes that WordPress releases. These are block themes. In block themes, you only have the editor. When we used classic themes, we had other options here too. I mean, we had, I think, customizer, menus, and stuff like that. But now we have only editor, and you can just go to the editor and start designing a website. Like you can change the fonts, colors. It's so good, right? And click save. There you go. The change has been made. So kind of like this. So this is how far I've gotten. I'm just thinking about publishing this video. I'm recording this just for myself, just to keep track of what I have learned, and just so I can explain things to me, so that things get cleared. When you explain things, uh, when you explain things, uh, when you try to explain things, you kind of uh, also clear things up. I mean, you get my point, right? I mean, want to clear a concept, it's better if you try to uh, explain it to someone else. Then you can, you know, then things start to get cleared up, right? Because you kind of start to, when you start to explain things, you kind of realize the gaps in your knowledge, right? So you can uh, get back to your lessons and watch the videos again or read the books again, and get a better comprehension of those concepts, and really understand them. That way you kind of understand things better. So I'm just doing this for myself, and guess I'll leave now. So goodbye. Stop recording.